What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. So just let you guys know, I just uploaded a video on my Rumble, and for those of you who were subscribed to my Patreon, no longer have that Patreon. Clutch pretty much kicked me off of there, so I'm now on Rumble, which is very, very similar to Patreon as far as being able to say what I want to say, talk how I want to talk, speak on what I want to speak on. The difference is Rumble is absolutely 100% free. If you don't have an account, you can sign up for free over there. And the link to my account is in the pinned comment in the comment section below, and also running across the screen. And I will post in the community section later on tonight a link where you can another link where you can sign up to the Rumble. So just want to let you guys know that. All right, so let's get into this video, right? So last night the Lakers got their ass whooped by the Celtics, right? And LeBron James started speaking very glowingly of Jaylen Brown. And of course, I think Jaylen Brown does deserve to be in the MVP conversation. I mean, because most people did not expect the Boston Celtics to have the success that they've had this year. Many people thought Boston would be sort of in the middle of the pack. You know, kind of maybe like where Milwaukee is. If anything, maybe not quite struggling that much, but still. So like in the 6th, 7th, 8th range without Jason Tatum and the departure of some of these other guys, right? But instead, and you also got to credit Joe Mazzulla for his excellent coaching as well. But to be fair, Jaylen Brown should be in the conversation. But something piques my interest here with LeBron James. And it's the fact that he was talking about how Jaylen Brown should be in the MVP conversation, but he said basically the MVP contest or the MVP race is more of a popularity contest. And what sort of drives my interest in this situation is Rich Paul, of course, has a podcast that he does with Max Kellerman called Game Changer, right? And Max Kellerman was critiquing Luka Doncic about, I think something about if he ever had a statue, it'll be a statue of him complaining about refs and complaining about officiating, right? And I'm looking at LeBron campaigning for Jaylen Brown, knowing that Luka Doncic should be in that conversation. You would think, even though they did lose that game, you would think LeBron James would be bigging up his teammate Luka Doncic more for being the MVP, but he doesn't really seem to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Rich Paul and Max Kellerman, who done sold out for Clutch, and they're shitting on Luka. And you got to remember the beginning of the year. Matter of fact, let me play the clip before I go further with this.
The point is, that is not okay. And you know how Riley has his statue? You know what Luka Doncic's statue, if he ever gets one outside his crypto now, is going to be? It's going to be like this. This is the Luka statue, like this, with his arms out like this.
Why you say that?
Every single trip down the floor, you're complaining to the refs. Every trip down the floor.
Oh.
Every trip down the floor, you're complaining to the refs. Even when he hits the shot. No, you're not going to get the and one. And it can't be that the refs blow every call on Luka Doncic. Not only that.
Rant? This is your rant.
No, I got a rant.
What I find hilarious about that is, are we going to pretend like LeBron doesn't complain about officiating all the fucking time? I mean, he literally, after pivotal playoff game losses, talks about not the team being held accountable for whatever didn't transpire or whatever execution didn't go down in the game. He'll talk about how the league office needs to investigate the officials for something they missed in, at the beginning of the third stanza. Or we see him do it all the time. And yes, Luka does complain all the time, but so does LeBron James. But going back to LeBron and Luka, we now know that LeBron didn't know about Luka coming to LA. He didn't know about that. At least not the machination, the whole process going down. And we know, based upon his actions, that he still feels some type of way about the Lakers organization moving on with Luka and not him. He's a narcissist. He's trying to be professional about it, but he's an uber narcissist and he can't take it very well, right? And we know that he tried to sabotage the team. He tried to sabotage Luka and Austin Reeves when they were the Beach Boys. And, it wasn't just them, that they were the dynamic duo. And he missed the first 14 games, that bullshit injury. And it didn't work. They actually had success. They actually were scoring better. The offense looked better. The defense actually looked better. They were a better team without him. And since he's come back, they're like 24-19 or 24-20 or something like that. And they can't beat the best teams in any consistent way to save their fucking lives since he's come back. I mean, we could pretty much look at this team just like a team and say, okay, they're going to be probably a second round out. If they're not careful against the wrong team, maybe even a first round out. But yeah, LeBron does not really like Luka being on that team, man. It shows. And now that we're in the second half of the season, and the focus is more on the MVP race, you would think LeBron will be campaigning and cheering for Luka to get the MVP award, but instead he's talking about Jaylen Brown and how some of these other guys should be in the conversation because the main guys, it's just a popularity contest, and how he still has grievances on how he didn't win it. It's just sad, man. It's sad. Like, to me, I just look at all this shit as like he's hating on his teammate. That's how I see it. I don't think this is a stretch of the imagination at all. I mean, shit. Didn't Nick Wright just say a couple of days ago, another clutch flunky, that Caitlin Clark is the most popular basketball player in the world under the age of 35? Now that's a stretch. That's the stretch. You're trying to say that the only player that's more popular than her is LeBron James. Now, come on, man. Seriously. You're telling me she's more popular globally? She's more popular overall with young people and basketball community than Luka Doncic? Get the fuck out of here, man. That's what I'm talking about. You don't like the fact that Luka got more votes than him and shit, man. I'm telling you. This dude the most insecure dude I've ever seen in my life. That's all I got to say about him, man. Tell me what you guys think.